Welcome back, everyone. Today, our explainer's goal is to map out a highly practical, step-by-step playbook to help you build a robust and future-proof credentialing system. If you're looking to launch an open badge project, you need way more than just good intentions. You need a structured framework. Let's be real for a second. Traditional degrees are rigid. You spend 4 years locked into a set curriculum, and at the very end, you get a single piece of paper. But the modern workforce, it doesn't work like that anymore. Skills are incredibly dynamic, changing literally overnight. As the research we're looking at today points out, we are rapidly shifting toward a competency-based, lifelong learning model. To keep up, we need agile micro-credentials. So today, we're going to learn exactly how to build them. Here's our game plan for today's explainer. First, the open badge basics. 2, designing your badge system. 3, crafting meaningful badge criteria. 4, navigating common pitfalls. And 5, ensuring recognition and trust. All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the open badge basics. Before we start building anything, we got to get on the same page vocabulary-wise. A lot of folks confuse open badges with digital stickers. Like the little icons you get for leaving 5 reviews on a travel app. That is absolutely not what we're talking about here. Open badges, which is a standard originally created by Mozilla back in 2011, are entirely different. They're visual symbols packed with verifiable metadata. This means the image file itself actually contains the evidence of the skill, who issued it, and the criteria required to earn it. Because they follow an open standard, earners can take them anywhere, combining badges from multiple places into one unified, portable profile of their capabilities. Moving right along to Section 2, designing your badge system. So, now that we know what they are, let's look at the macro-level architecture. A truly successful system doesn't just throw random badges at a learner. It organizes them into what we call nested pathways. There was this brilliant design-based research project involving an aerospace museum and an environmental education center that proved this concept perfectly. Imagine a learner completing a few stream monitoring steps to eventually earn a larger environmental scientist badge. Or maybe they collect specific identification badges like birds, mammals, and trees that all nest together to build up to a natural historian badge. It's like a giant puzzle. A badge system must be carefully structured to guide a learner's journey toward a real significant milestone. Building on that research, here is your 3-step playbook for the system level. Step 1, nest your badges. Group those smaller, granular achievements together so they lead up to a much larger, complex credential. Step 2, build conceptual connections based on proximity. If someone earns a badge in 3D modeling, the next logical badge should naturally build on that, perhaps moving into manufacturing. Make it flow. And step 3, align the entire system with your actual program goals and disciplinary knowledge. Badges shouldn't just be hollow game mechanics. They have to represent a meaningful mix of your community's values and rigorous academic or professional practices. When you're building out your platform, different technical functions can drive totally different learner behaviors. You've got some really cool options here. You can use peer-awarded badges to build a self-regulating community where learners actually recognize each other for helpful feedback. You can use hidden badges as fun little surprises that learners discover organically. Unlocking badges act as prerequisite gates, ensuring a learner totally masters Step A before they can even see Step B. And repeatable badges allow for incremental progress, motivating someone to try an action again and again to improve their score. The platform functionality you choose will fundamentally shape the entire learning vibe. Okay, Section 3, crafting meaningful badge criteria. Let's zoom in now. We're moving from the macro system down to the micro details of individual badges. To make sure a badge actually means something to the learner, research outlines 5 vital design principles for your criteria. Step 1, incorporate gameful design. Give learners autonomy and clear goals. Step 2, and this one is absolutely crucial, badges must serve as metacognitive cues. This means the criteria can't just be a boring checklist. It needs to force the learner to pause, reflect on what they just accomplished, and envision their future identity. Step 3, the tasks must be intrinsically motivating. Step 4, ensure they reflect your community values. And Step 5, a great badge blends hardcore disciplinary content with vital soft skills, like requiring a science student to practice teamwork and communication to earn their technical credential. All right, so we've got this beautifully designed, super optimistic system, but we have to ask the hard question. What happens when badging goes completely wrong in the real world? That brings us to Section 4, navigating common pitfalls. As a creator, you really have to anticipate the harsh realities of implementation. Imagine educators trying to earn professional development microcredentials, and a major friction point is the platform timing out and erasing all their work. It sounds so simple, right? But technical friction instantly destroys the perceived value of your badges. When adult learners, who are already strapped for time, hit basic platform issues like a failing video upload or a system timeout, their frustration totally overrides whatever motivational benefit that badge was supposed to provide. Here's another stark reality check. Criteria are often just way too time-consuming. When you design this stuff, you have to account for the context of your learner. If your target audience is highly stressed professionals, like new teachers, asking them to cram complex, multi-step credentialing tasks into an already overloaded schedule acts as a massive barrier. At the end of the day, the cognitive load of the badging process absolutely cannot outweigh the benefit. And the pitfalls don't stop there. We have systemic hurdles to watch out for, too. First off, there is basically zero global consensus on what a microcredential even is. It could be a 2-hour online module or a semester-long project, which is super confusing for employers. Second, you are going to face faculty resistance. Lots of academics view these as a threat to traditional degrees or just extra unpaid workload. Third, integrating these badges into formal university credit systems is incredibly complex. Fourth, and this is huge, if you aren't careful, you will expand the equity gap. Learners in lower socioeconomic brackets might lack the internet or the funds to participate. You absolutely must design your project with these systemic roadblocks in mind. And finally, Section 5, ensuring recognition and trust. Because let's be honest, a badge is entirely useless if nobody actually respects it. We have to look at the holistic learning ecosystem. The learner is right there at the center. They experience the educational benefits, like flexible learning and better employability, but they also face the challenges, like the equity gaps and data privacy concerns we just mentioned. Holding this entire dynamic together is institutional governance, ethical stewardship, quality assurance, and standard interoperability. Basically, if you do not have strong policies ensuring the quality of your assessments, employers simply will not trust the badge, period. So how do we actually fix this trust issue? Well, the research points to 3 concrete solutions. First up, technology. Implementing decentralized blockchain-based verification creates fraud-proof storage. Employers can trust it instantly. Second, policy. We need to align with harmonized global frameworks, like the European Microcredentials Framework, to get everyone speaking the same language for learning outcomes. And third, collaboration. This is a game changer. You have to co-design your badges directly with industry professionals. Think about it. If employers actually help build the criteria, they are infinitely more likely to recognize and value that credential when they're making hiring decisions. We have covered so much ground today in this explainer, from the macro architecture of nested pathways down to the micro details of gameful criteria and zooming back out to tackle those tough systemic challenges of equity and trust. But I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. As microcredentials increasingly become the dynamic, verifiable currency of lifelong learning, how on earth will traditional degrees adapt to survive in a skills-first world? The educational landscape is shifting fast, and those who master this open badge playbook will be the ones shaping its future. Thanks so much for joining me today, and keep learning.